Has the rose been calling you? Are you seeing, smelling, feeling, sensing her presence in your awareness? Has she started to permeate your consciousness, either physically or psychically, and you're not quite sure why? In today's video, we're going to be exploring why the rose calls to us and what her invitation for us is. Hello and welcome to Temple of Akasha, the home of embodied spirituality with me, Natasha. Today we're going to be talking about the call of the rose. The rose is a presence, a consciousness, an energy and an archetype that is permeating collective consciousness more and more. More people in my field are coming to me, telling me that they are hearing the call of the rose. I'm seeing it in my friends, in my clients. I'm seeing it online. I'm seeing it in our awakening communities. And in today's video, we're going to explore why. The rose is an ancient and mysterious archetype and energy. In many ways, her energy is very initiatory for us. She calls us to go deeper within our own being, but her true vibratory power and nature is often veiled. We can go years and decades of witnessing and noticing the rose around us in our field and our awareness without really being able to connect with her frequency. And that is because, to me, the rose is an initiatory path. She opens her initiatory path to us when we're ready. As they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I'd like to preface this conversation by saying that there is no set definition or meaning for the rose. Her medicine for us is so much more nuanced and so much more subtle than words can capture. Everything that I'm sharing in today's video is merely my embodied experience of the rose frequency, but her medicine and wisdom is universal. She has something for each and every one of us, and how we receive her medicine will be entirely unique and nuanced to us. She is a powerful catalyst for awakening, but what awakens within us through her presence is a deeply personal journey. And so I invite you to keep that in mind and heart during this exploration and as you move forward on your journey of exploring the rose frequency. To honor this nuanced journey that we take with the rose, I'm going to invite you to engage in a small practice with me. On the screen is an image of a rose. And I invite you now to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, sinking your awareness into your body and allowing yourself for a moment to gaze at the image of the rose. Allow yourself to notice what your felt sense experience is as you look at this image, as you receive this energy. What is awoken within you? What is stirring within you? What do you feel? What do you sense? What do you know? One of the many threads of rose wisdom and medicine is the vibratory nature of our experience, of our reality. And so I invite you to move beyond words, move beyond logic and pragmatism when you're connecting with this energy and archetype. At a sensory level, that's what we can smell, it's what we can see, it's what we can touch. It's even what we can taste. But beyond our five senses, she is a bridge to the subtle dimension of reality. She is a bridge to reconnecting us with our deeply spiritual, deeply magical, deeply mysterious, deeply loving nature. You may get a sense as you gaze at a rose of something deeply ancient waking up within you. You may get a sense of something that you can't even describe or point to with words. And that is her power. She awakens dormant keys within you, dormant knowing within your soul of why you are truly here and what your true nature is as a being. And so I invite you to always allow your felt sense experience, your direct experience, to guide your journey with the rose beyond what you might read or hear from other people. There are many threads and strands to her wisdom, medicine, and power, but for me, one of her strongest and most powerful invitations is that of unfurling, unraveling. And it's no mistake or coincidence that she comes to us at this time with this invitation of unfurling, of unraveling, given how rigid, controlling and dominant the prevailing paradigm is on earth at this time. She comes as a vital teacher to reawaken what we have forgotten as a humanity. We have forgotten the way of love. We have forgotten the way of truth. We have forgotten our place in this world. We have forgotten our connection to the earth. We've forgotten our connection to the goddess. And the rose comes as a bridge to help us walk the journey home to integration and wholeness. As the pulse of her presence ripples out into the consciousness of humanity, she is calling the priestesses, the oracles, the heart-centered wisdom keepers on earth at this time to remember their deeper mission and purpose, that the ways of this wounded world are not rooted in truth. They're not rooted in love. They're not rooted in the universal wisdom of the singularity. And the rose comes to dissolve any barriers, any places that we've been severed or been in states of separation. Her invitation for this unfurling and this unraveling is really for us to dissolve the hardened places within us and therefore in our world, to begin to soften and surrender into the innocence and purity of the heart. She has long been an accompaniment to the feminine mysteries because her frequency is so intertwined with the wisdom of the sacred feminine, of the goddess. She is of the earth, she is of the earth mother, and within the spirals of her petals and her bloom lies the ancient codes of goddess wisdom. And that is, instead of trying to ascend out of our experience, she invites us to deepen into our experience. She invites us to deepen into the majesty of who we are, the depths of mystery of love, to let ourselves be witnessed in our full, unapologetic bloom, to be embodied, to be sensually connected again. The feminine architecture is one of descent. It's one of deep embodiment. It's one of connecting and reconnecting with our bodies, our hearts, our wombs or haras, the earth. It's one of recognizing that our awakening happens through this human experience, not above it, not beyond it, but allowing the duality of this human experience to open us to the arms of unconditional love. There is something so seductive about the frequency and archetype of the rose. She summons us to let go of the idea of who we thought we were, to let go of rigidity, to let go of old and outdated ways. She's a real teacher of integration in this way. And instead to descend into the unknown, the unknowns of the present moment, the unknowns of our true nature, the unknowns of what's to come. To let go of our clinging and attachment to this material world and instead let the subtle, unwavering emanations of the subtle realms of spirit guide our way forwards. Some of the words that come to me when I connect to the frequency of the rose are devotion, love, truth, integrity, surrender, softening, eros, embodiment, innocence, purity, tenderness, sensuality, luxury, pleasure, fertility, union, and wholeness. These are but just some words that the rose may awaken the frequencies of within us, recognizing that her ultimate invitation is to be your undoing and your becoming simultaneously. At this time on earth, she's calling so many feminine wisdom keepers and carriers of this ancient wisdom to come into their full expression, to recognize their dharma as beings who are here to be anchored in the heart, anchored in truth, anchored in orientation to love, to help humanity bridge the way from fear-based conditioning, judgment and separation back to unity, back to love, back to wholeness. If the rose has been calling you, I invite you to deepen your connection to her medicine through your sensory experience, primarily through your sense of taste. Maybe it's working with rose tea, your sense of smell, maybe working with rose incense, your sense of sight, really visually absorbing the frequencies of the rose, your sense of feeling, working with rose oils and tinctures, and allow those experiences to be gateways, portals into a deeper experience of yourself. As you journey with the rose, as you allow yourself to absorb her frequency more and more, you will start to feel the invitation she has for you. But my direct experience of her is that her greatest invitation for us at this time on earth is for us to open our hearts, to allow the wellspring of unconditional love, which is so natural and organic to the heart, to flow fully through us, unobstructed by the emotions and by the judgments that we've been clinging to and harboring for so long in our consciousness. It's incredibly painful for us as humans to be living in such a severed way because we've become so attached to these ideas of who we are or the emotional experiences we've had. And the rose comes to deepen us into the truth that we are both human and divine, and that we are here to hold the tenderness and fragility of this human experience with the unwavering love of our divine nature. In my experience, the call of the rose and the path of sacred union are so intimately linked because for us to be in a sacred union and partnership with another, it requires us to do the deep heart work to clear the obstructions from the heart and really have an orientation towards love over our own egoic identity or agenda. And she is in and of herself an embodiment of union. The beautiful and tender flower of the rose is supported by a tall, solid stalk, which is also littered with thorns. These thorns are her boundaries. They protect her innocence and beauty. And so the medicine, just in her form, is for us to also be embodied and integrated beings in both poles of our consciousness. I'm only beginning to touch on the depths of the wisdom and medicine that I have garnered from my journey with the rose, but I hope this has provided you with some insight and perhaps a deeper reflection on your direct experience of the rose and her message and medicine for you. For any women who are feeling the call to deepen in the connection to their feminine wisdom and nature, I am offering my first live group women's mentoring program. Reawakening with the Rose is a container that has been channeled through me in service to the rose's medicine and wisdom. Reawakening with the Rose is a spiraling 6-week journey through 6 chambers of initiation, accompanied by 6 suggested integrations for you in your free time. This is a journey for the women that feel the call to deepen in connection to their hearts, their wombs, their bodies, the earth, and in connection to conscious sisterhood. We'll be exploring how the rose's wisdom and medicine has been woven through ancient cultures and mystery schools. We'll be exploring our connection to our bodies and our nervous systems. We'll be moving through beautiful sensual dance, sensual yoga, massage practices, alongside understanding how the rose invites us to cultivate an attitude and embodiment of fertility so that we can invite in deeper nourishment, receptivity, and abundance into our own lives, and deepen into sacred union in partnership with a divine counterpart. If this is an experience that speaks to you, I invite you to check out the links in the description box below. And of course, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about this container. A quick reminder, if you enjoy this content, to subscribe to my channel for more future content, and to like and share with anyone that you feel might resonate with what I'm sharing here. It really helps me to reach the right people. Thank you for journeying with me today, and I look forward to connecting with you again in the next video.